Hey guys, welcome to Playwright with Java automation testing from the scratch. So today onward, I will try to create video and add them in my YouTube channel for Playwright with Java one by one. If you follow the video sequentially, after completing all the video, you can definitely gain good knowledge in Playwright with Java and can be a SME of that one. And definitely after that, you can independently try to work with Playwright with Java and relevant framework. So just follow the video sequentially to gain good knowledge and to be expert in Playwright with Java. In today's session, I'll cover couple of important topics where you can get to know about the Playwright, you can do the relevant setup, and you can try to execute your first test script for Playwright with Java. So today I will cover what is software testing introduction and principles, why automation testing and what is automation testing, automation testing coverage and key consideration, automation testing life cycle, different automation testing key tools available in the market, introduction to Playwright, its advantages and key feature along with couple of disadvantages. I will cover the key differences between the Playwright and Selenium tools and what are the software required to start your journey for Playwright with Java. You will get to know the introduction of Maven and how to create a Maven project and to add the dependency in Maven pom.xml file and how to set up Eclipse in your system for Playwright and how you can run your first test script for Firefox browser using Playwright and Java. So, what is software testing? So, in case you already working in the information technology, you already know there are a lot of department is there in the information technology or the IT area. Like there are development team, testing team, support team, there are business analyst team, like there are a couple of domain or subject matter expert, there are networking team, there are management and leadership team as well. So 20 years back, there was no independent testing concept was available. At that time, developer used to do the testings and after their product used to go live. But what happened that time, lot of defect or issues or bug encountered into the production and which created lot of troubles in the real time environment. So that is the reason like separate testing team concept came where testing team like not only certify that the different area, apart from that they will certify that like the software is stable enough, it is performing well, look and feel it good, also all kind of securities also covered in the software. So what is software testing all about? So software testing is the process of evaluating and verifying that a software product or application does what it is expected to do. So what it should do. So definitely, in case you are starting your journey in the software testing, definitely you will be getting the requirement like there are software requirement specification, there are business requirement document, and there are different other requirements where there are a lot of acceptance criteria might be there. So those will be your bibles. So those are the stuff will be taken care by the developer and tester simultaneously. So developer will refer those document and they will try to create their they will try to develop their product accordingly, and testing team will try to create their scenario or test cases or automation test script, and they will certify the product that whatever requirement is saying that is expected or not working or not. In case it is not working, definitely they will try to analyze the problem and they will try to log a defect or bug and developer need to fix it. So it involves software testing involve executions of software or system component using manual or automated tools to evaluate one or more properties of interest. The purpose of software testing mainly to identify the gaps, error or missing requirement in respect with the actual requirement, whatever they are referring. The benefit of testing includes preventing bug at the early phase, reducing overall development cost, and improving the overall performance and avoiding any real-time issue in the production. Analytics prefers saying software testing as primarily white box and black box testing. In simple term, software testing means the verification of application under test or AUT. Whenever we are talking about the software testing, there are a couple of methodology like a software tester need to follow, whether they are functional tester or automation tester. The key methodologies, I could say that waterfall and agile. In waterfall, your product will be development completely, and after that testing team can do their different kind of testing and certify the product. In agile, development and testing will go simultaneously with smaller component, and then your bigger product will be created. So whenever you are talking about the testing, there are couple of testing like a developer or tester used to do. Okay, starting with the unit testing, which primarily do by the our developers to certify that they are whatever they are developing, that unit or component are working as per their expectation or the requirement. Then we will come to the testing team where they will do the functional testings, and they will check the functions by emulating business scenario based on the functional requirement, where black box testing will play an pivotal role, right, to verify that like all the intended functions are working as per the expectation or the requirement. Once your functional testing is done, then you can go with the integration testing. You will try to ensure that right different component integrated is working together. After that, you can go with the end-to-end testings where you can certify that as a whole all your component are integrated and your end-to-end flow is working fine or not. Once all your testing is done, definitely you can, in case something is not working, you can like log the defect, and that defect will go as per the defect lifecycle process. And after that, right, there might be defect fixes, or there might be multiple changes or change requests might come. There are other fixes might be there. So for that, you need to perform the regression testing to certify that not your existing functionality is working fine, that is not broken, and apart from that, whatever fixes or whatever requirement changes came, that is also working as per the expectation. Once all kind of testing is completed, right, then you can go with the non-functional testings, where you will do the performance testing, security testing, usability testing, acceptance testing, etc. In performance testing, like tester will certify that software performance under different workload or load testing, where they can perform the test testing to certify that how much strain the system can take before it fails, right. It is also non-functional testing. Then we can do the security testing to check that like your application or software is not in threat from other sources, so that your security is stabilized for your software. Then you can go with the acceptance testing, where like the business user will certify that the system as a whole is working as per their intention or the requirement or their expectation. At the end of the day, right, you can do the usability testings, where right business user can validate that right the system or web application right are expecting properly, working properly or not, and the look and feel also good for the end user. So that is the way different testing process will be involved as part of the software testing life cycle. There are key 7 software testing principles as a software tester, automation of the functional tester, everyone need to follow. So all the tests should meet the customer requirement, because your customer requirement is your Bible. So you cannot deviate from that, right? You can start analyzing your requirement from the requirement page itself. And in case you are experienced enough, you are already subject matter expert, right? In case you are getting any fallacy in the requirement, you can raise them, you can fix them at the earliest stage. Okay, so but you should follow the customer requirement properly. You cannot deviate it from that. Software testing should be performed by an independent third party. Previously, the unit testing is done by the developer, but they are having the same mindset, right? Whatever way they are developing their product. So that is the reason, right? We require different mindset people, so that they will think out of the box and they will come up with some scenario, right? They will try to do different permutation combinations. So that is the reason independent third party testing teams came into the picture to do all kind of testing. Sometimes exhaustive testing is not possible, so we need to the optimal amount of testing based on the risk assessment of the application. So we can go with the risk based testing. Say your project need to be completed within a 1 year time, and developers should generally take in the agile project maybe 6 month time, and then like testing team will be getting around 4 months time to complete the testing, and after that last 2 months will be different UAT testing, others testing can happen. But sometime instead of 6 months, developer took around 8 month time. It got delayed by 2 months. And testing team instead of 4 months, they'll be getting only 2 months time to complete it. So within the 2 month time frame, right, it is not possible to test all the stuff. So here you can go prioritize the testing, and you can go with the risk-based testing approach. All the tests need to be conducted, should be planned before implementing it, because whatever testing you are doing, starting with the functional, non-functional, function, right, regression, integration, end to end, right, security or UAT, everything should be done before the product is going live. After that there is no point, because the defect will be there, right? After that, as and when product is going live or in the real time application, it will be very tough to fix the code, and you can get lot of challenges. So all the testing should be planned before it's implementing it. Software testing followed the Pareto rule, 80-20 rule, which suggests that 80% of the error come from the 20% program component. So that is the here your expertise will play a pivotal role, because you need to identify what are the area there is a risk, high risk, so that you can like give more focus to do different kind of testing on those areas, so that if you are able to identify the 20% key critical area, your majority of the defect you can discover at the early stage, and that can be fixed. Start early testing with small part and extend to the large part. That is the reason testing used to start by with the unit testing, then functional, integration, end to end, like that. So testing should be start at the smaller component. After that, it can be go to the higher component to integration to end standpoint. Early testing saves time and money. As and when you are starting the testing from the requirement phase, and you are able to discover all the area, right, all the defect, all the bug, and that can be fixed at the earliest stage, so that it will overall saves the time and money. Because in case you are able to identify the defect at later stage, definitely your cost of fixing those defect or bug will be more, and there may be high chances that your project will be delayed, and it will involve more cost, and definitely it will take a lot of times, right, additional time, and you will not able to manage your deliverables or the timeline. Why automation testing key concept came into the market, and why automation testers are working? So initially, like couple of years back as well, there was no separate automation testing concept was there. All was driven by the functional way or the manual testing. Okay, so when a company develops a product, it is bound to have some defect. It can be less defect or it can be more defect as well, based on their the quality of the resources or the way they are developing the product. So before the release of the product, the company need to capture the flaws in it to provide seamless user experience. So it is the responsibility of the testing team to perform various kind of testing, from functional to non-functional, right, with different data combination, with different parameters, to ensure the effectiveness, efficiency, and better user experience of the overall product. Manual software testing is performed by the human sitting in front of the laptop or desktop, carefully going through the application screen, trying various usage and input combinations, comparing the result to the expected behavior, and recording their observation. So it is still manual process, right? Manual intervention is required everywhere. So software tests sometimes have to be repeated often during development cycle to ensure quality. Every time source code is modified, software tests need to be repeated. Same test need to be repeated again and again and again. So for each release of the software, it may be tested on all supported operating system and hardware configuration. So manually repeating this test is time consuming, and cost involvement also will be there. So manually whenever you are doing same thing, you repeat it, but it will be taking similar kind of time, and for which like you need to spend additional time and additional cost. So automation testing is required to overcome the couple of challenges whatever we are foreseeing in the manual testing or through complete manual intervention. One is time consuming, because sometimes limited test resources make manual testing simply too time consuming. As per the study done, 90% of all IT projects are delivered late due to the manual testing without any automation testing involved. Incomplete coverage, because in case you are doing manually, you can cover maximum like 5-10 coverage, and in case you want to do the more coverage, you need to spend additional time and effort, right? So testing is quite complex when user have mix of multiple platform like operating system server, client channel, business process, etc. So full manual regression testing is sometimes impossible due to the limitation of the time and the resources. Higher chances of risk. In manual testing, there's a higher chances of risk involved of oversight and mistakes, because in the testing process, tester may sometimes get tired, may not be very attentive, as they are having too many tasks doing parallelly, right? They are literally involved in different areas. Okay, sometimes there might be chances of manual error. So therefore, there will be unexpected error or mistake that can happen in entering data, in setting the different parameter, in execution and comparisons, and getting the desired report as well. Maintaining project deadlines. Sometimes small or big companies need to maintain their application or the product launch deadline. However, if the application is not tested before the release on time, it pushes production go live date as well. This is not a good sign for the brand image. It is challenging to maintain deadline because the tester has to check and create test cases for every problem manually. This takes time, which can be major challenges in manual testings when everybody are on a tight schedule. Manual regression testing. So regression testing is nothing but in case, right, there is any kind of defect fixes CR is coming, or any build is minor build or major build is happening, we need to execute the similar test case again and again and again multiple times. So regression testing is conducted on existing software to ensure that the new changes in the application are not affecting the existing or other code and lowering the functionality. However, when software expand after every upgradation, it's become erroneous to apply manual testing. This make it impossible to verify new changes, test the previous code functionality, and track any new defect that might have arisen due to the new coding. So these are the primary challenges you will be facing whenever you are not involved with any kind of automation testing and you are completely doing all kind of testing manually or through manual intervention. So that is the reason automation testing came into the market, and these are the drawback we can overcome mostly through automation testing. It can be any tool, any framework, and any programming language. So automation testing is the software testing method or technique to test any application and compare the actual result with the expected result. This can be achieved by designing test script using any relevant automation testing tool, framework, and programming language. In manual testing, test cases are executed manually without any proper support from relevant tools. However, whenever you are performing automation testing, test case will be executed with the assistance of one or more appropriate tools and framework. Automation testing is also more reliable as there is less chances of human error. In manual testing, users have to run test cases manually every time based on their need. Hence, sometimes it will be time consuming. However, in automation testing, once your scripts are ready, user can run the test cases any number of time with different combination of data with minimal time. The main goal of automation testing is to increase the test efficiency and develop software value. A real strong set of test suites that are executed repeatedly each time a change is made to the code reduces the risk of issue leaking into the production. Automated tests help in finding bugs early in the software development lifecycle. Thereby, it will reduce the risk of delivering faulty software into the production or the real-time environment. In a constantly changing code base, user have the ability to automatically execute the test on each commit. User won't have to continuously carry out manual step by setting up the environment or remember the step to execute each test. Everything will be done automatically with very minimal manual intervention. Automated tests carry out the same step every time with precision. The results are generally made available to everyone concerned in the least possible amount of time. So the main advantage of automation testing is that in case you want to execute similar test cases again and again and again, or with different data combination permutation, you can go with the automation testing. But initial time you need to invest your lot of effort, resources, or the time to develop the framework from the scratch. But once it is ready and you are maintaining it regularly, right, later point of time you can run n number of times with very minimal intervention, and you can save the right time and the schedule, and you can maintain the schedule. Extension and tools available for automated testing provides feature to measure a number of code quality metrics such as code coverage, technical debit, codes, schematic check, etc. Automation testing has an upfront cost as already mentioned, right? Because it will take some time to develop the framework from the scratch, and you would require good experienced resources who are having the relevant knowledge in those framework, in those tools, and in the relevant programming language. So that is another challenge. You would require good quality of the resources. You need to invest additional time for the starting phase, and you need to maintain the the code as well down the line. But the investment will pay off in the long run in terms of reduced workload, eliminating manual error, accuracy, and saving on cost and time definitely. So automation testing, that is the reason nowadays popular, and you can do any kind of automation testing, whether it's UI automation testing, mobile automation testing, or API automation testing as well. So automation testing coverage and key consideration. So okay, so you will not be starting your automation testing immediately. Before that, you need to do the POC or the proof of concept. It is not the point of contact, guys. It is a proof of concept. So as and will be getting the right your application, you already know which kind of application is all about. Whether it's a Windows based, client server based, or the web based application, and what are the relevant tools right your customer or your organization want to implement them. Whether they want to do that, we use the tool which is free tool or some license tool. Whether your customers or your organization is ready to pay those license costs, right? Whether your tool will support all the relevant integrations. So those are the analysis you need to do, and what are the different type of testing you want to perform. After that, it will be selecting the relevant tool, relevant programming language, relevant framework. So that should be done as part of the POC. And you need to run, you need to also definitely identify the ROI. So ROI is nothing but return of investment, because whatever additional effort, additional cost you are putting down, right, so you need to get the actual investment as a return. Initial time you can invest lot of time, right, lot of resources, but in return those test cases you can run n number of times and you can get the benefit, because whenever you be running through automation it will be less time taking, it can be faster, it will save both your right your cost and times. So that are the different consideration you need to do. So whenever you are doing automation testings, you need to go with couple of area. So whatever will be executed more and more for the project. So first thing is that we need to focus on automation on the sanity of the smoke suit, because that can be run daily for some of the project, or whenever any minor build, major build is coming, you can first run that suit to certify that your basic end-to-end flow is working or not. Then you can go with the build validation suite or the build deployment, where you can certify that your all the happy path flow covering all the area is working fine or not. Okay, then you can go with the regression test suite. In case any major build is happening, any change request is coming, you can create your regression suite, you can run it, and you can certify that all your existing functionality, right, end-to-end flow or the integration area is working fine or not, right? You can go with that build validation lifecycle testing, and you can automate the test data creation part as well, because in case you would require some test data with different variation of the combination, you can automate them so that you can get the real-time benefit. And after that, n number of test data, 100, 200, 500 test data can be created within couple of minutes to hours based on your requirement, and you can change the data part. So with the help of the data driven testing you can do that, right? Then we can go with the like functional test suite, integration, end to end, whatever way you want to automate them. So whenever you are performing automation testing, right, you need to remember a couple of stuff. Okay, what are the area, right, you should not start it automation testing, and when you need to start it. So until your application is stable enough, right, I should say that better to hold the automation testing until your application is at least stable enough, whatever you want to automate. In case your requirement is still not fixed, it is volatile, better to not to start the automation testing until your requirement is fixed. Otherwise, every time you are automating your code, after that you need to maintain them, change them, all this stuff, right? So your requirements should not do not change frequently. Your steady software with respect to the manual testing, definitely your software is working at least steady. Whenever there is a time crunch or shortage of the time for testing activities, so that you can automate them and you can get the right thing executed with very minimal time, so that there will be no project delay. And whenever it's a big project, definitely you should go with the automation testing. And project whatever required to test the same functionality again and again and again, like the end-to-end validation or the smoke or sanity suit or the regression suit, those are the area you can focus on the automation testing. What are the key considerations automation tester need to think or choose, right, whenever they are trying to find some relevant automation solution, right? What kind of technology they need to automate, whether it's a .NET framework, right, whether it's a Java based application, whether it's a Python based application, all this stuff, whether it's a client server based, Windows based, or web based application. So what are the technology they need to automate, right? Whether they can use that open source tool wherever they need no need to pay any license cost, or they can go for the any licensing tool which will be having some lot of added features or inbuilt features there. How much training is required for the implementation of the test automation, because whatever resource they are working for the organization of the for the customer, everybody is not enabled with all the skill set, right? So you need to have the appropriate resources to handle those part. You need to give the proper training to enable them as well, right? Does your tool match the current software testing process or not? Whether your tool is also having all the integration point ready, right? Whatever requirement is there, you can integrate all the dependency or all the other thing in your tool, support it or not. So those are the different kind of stuff you need to, right, think about that. Like whether you prefer the in-house implementation or you want to like outsource some automation test activity, that are the couple of stuff you need to also remember in case you already having some in-house tools, or you can also outsource that from the market, right, the complete automation part. So that are the couple of right key considerations you need to think before choosing the automation testing solution. So just like software development life cycle, software testing life cycle, bug life cycle, automation testing life cycle process is also there. So there are 5 steps associated: test automation planning, test script design, test script enhancement, run and debug test script, analyze the test result and the report defect. So as part of your first steps in the automation testing life cycle, you'll be doing the planning. You will be analyzing all the requirement, in be analyzing all the test cases whatever you want to automate. You will be identifying all the object, you will be identifying all the applications, right? That is the way you will be doing the planning. And you will be right, that how much resource will be required, what are the training required, what is the time will be required to set up your framework, and after that you can proceed. As part of your test script design activity or the life cycle, you can create the page library, you can create the usable method or component, you can design step using different element locator techniques. Why you need to create the page library? Because in case big project, in case you are not maintaining them as a page format in the real time, in case some problem is coming, it will be very tough to identify the root cause or the area, and it's very tough to fix those problems. And as and when in the automation journey you are going through, definitely your objective should be that, like, you should be creating reusable component or the method, right, multiple way, so that you can write them once and you can use them n number of time. In case some update need to be required, you can update all into the relevant method, so that automatically wherever the reusable method or component is being called, or everywhere your code will be updated automatically. Then design is not only the objective of our automation, we need to enhance our script. So whenever we are talking about the test script enhancement, we need to insert the verification point, assertion point, because your automation testing objective is not to go through from one page to another page, right? Apart from that, our objective is to certify that all the pages, whatever expected thing is there, that is working fine or not, whether some field is available or not, whether the field is enabled or not, whether are you able to perform the relevant action for the field or not, whether all the value is coming properly or not. So that is the way you can do it. You can go with the parameter parameterization, or you can go with the data driven testings, right? And why? Because same test case sometime I need to run for multiple different data combinations. So that is the way data driven testing will help us. We need to handle the expected and unexpected error, because any automation, some error you might expect or sometimes unexpected thing is coming, so you need to always handle them. Otherwise your framework will be in trouble and it will be very tough to handle those problems and to debug and fix your code. Once your three step is done, then you can go to the fourth step of the life cycle, where you can run and debug the test scripts. So you can try to run them isolated way or integrated way. You can get your problem, you can try to fix them, right? You can debug them. That is the way you can try to run and debug the script, and your script will be ready now. After that, you can do the final run, right? After your final run is there, you can give some retry mechanism for the failed multiple couple of number of times, and after that you can analyze all the failure scenario, right? You can log a defect if required, you can publish the report to the respective stakeholder. That is the way your automation testing life cycle will be completed. And definitely in this part of the life cycle, always once your framework is ready, your code is completed, but you need to maintain your script regular basis. Otherwise, whatever effort you have given to develop all the script, it will go in complete vain. Without proper maintenance, there is no use of any automation testing framework with any tool, any programming language. So, what are the different kind of automation testing tool available in the market? There are a lot of variety of the tools available for mobile automation, API automation, UI automations. Couple of are as free open source tool, or couple of are licensed tools. So Selenium is very popular tool, free tools for software testing of the web applications. It provides multiple browser support, multiple operating system support, multiple programming language support. Okay, it's dominating the market. But Playwright, it came recently in the market, right, last 5 years, but still lot of thing, right, people are using, lot of customer, lot of organizations using Playwright because of its excellent key important features, which we'll discuss. But Playwright is an open source tool developed by Microsoft for the automation testing of web applications and mobile applications. It also used for API automations. UFT or QTP, Quick Test Professional, or nowadays it name as Unified Functional Tester, which is a licensed tool. You need to go for the tool with some licensing cost. Okay, it's very useful tools for non-web applications and comes with an built-in object repository, and it is a licensed tool, right? You lot of added features is available, just like the object repository, right? Integration also will be easy, and you will get real-time support as well from the vendor. Tosca nowadays also it's a licensed tool, powerful automation tool for the functional regression testing of various software product. Sometimes people are talking about the Tosca is a codeless automation with very limited knowledge in the coding. Still, you can go with the automation with Tosca. Postman is an open source automation testing tool primarily for the API automations. Similarly, SOAP is also an open source tool for the API automation. There are JMeter you can use for API automation nowadays. Okay, then API is available. Primarily, API is an automation tool that support mobile testing, native app testing, and mobile web application testing. And last two, testing and JUnit primarily is the open source framework, which will support Selenium, Playwright, etc. TestNG is not an automation testing tool itself. However, it provides great support to automation framework built with Selenium, APM, REST assured, etc. JUnit also mostly an unit testing framework primarily used by the developer, but in case you want to do the video testing with Java, Selenium, you can use the JUnit. Then we will talk about the Playwright. So what is Playwright? Playwright came into the market after 2022. It's developed by the Microsoft. So Playwright is one of the most popular tools nowadays in the market for end-to-end testing in modern web application, which support multiple variety of the browser like Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit, and runs on diverse platform or the operating system like Windows, Mac, and Linux. It uses a single API. This flexibility allows automation developer to write consistent and reliable script for testing and automation without worrying about browser specific implementation or platform constant. By utilizing Playwright, automation tester or automation developer can streamline their workflow easily, ensuring their web application works seamlessly across different environments. Ultimately, it will improve efficiency and will reduce the time needed for cross-browser testing. So that is the reason Playwright is nowadays very popular in the market. Okay, what are the key advantage and the key features of the Playwright I'll cover, so that you can understand why Playwright nowadays, right, becomes so much popular in the market, and it is treating like nowadays Playwright is a great competitor of Selenium because of its advanced excellent features. Cross-browser testing, Playwright supports all modern rendering engine. Right, with Playwright you can do the automation testing for Chromium, like which will support the Chrome and Edge browser. You can go the Firefox browser, and it will support WebKit, which is nothing but the Safari browser. Cross platform is nothing but the depending operating system you can use it. You can use on Windows based system, Linux or Mac system as well. You can try to run them locally or on some, right, CI, it headless mode or headed mode. That is the another advantage of the Playwright. Right, you can execute the script without opening any browser in the headless mode. So this is the default feature of the Playwright. In case you want to execute something, it will not open any browser and it will be executing your script, and you can get the desired result. So that is the way your memory utilization will be less, and you will be able to get the desired result very fast. Cross language, Playwright's API support different kind of programming language like JavaScript, TypeScript, C Hash, Python, and the Java language. It support UI and API testing. Right, Playwright support functional testing, API testing, and component level testing. Resilient and flaky test resistance. That is the one of the important key features of Playwright. So Playwright auto wait features automatically wait for element to become actionable, reducing flakiness. It wait fast assertion and retry logic help ensure tests are reliable without needing manual timeouts. So this is the one of the silent features of the Playwright is having. That is the reason it is, right, dominating the market and being popular in the market nowadays. Advanced testing scenario. By default, Playwright allows testing of complex workflow involving multiple tabs, user or context, and can interact with shadow DOM element and dynamic content using real-time, real browser input, mimicking genuine user actions. Robust debugging and tools with features like the Playwright Inspector, Code Gen, and Trace Viewer. So this is the three additional features available in the primal in the Playwright. With this feature, user can easily create, inspect, and debug the test. These tools provides comprehensive insight into the test execution, complete with video, screenshot, and the DOM snapshot. So these are the way, like it is having robust debugging features. Test mobile web. Native mobile emulations of Google Chrome for Android and mobile Safari. The same rendering engine works on user desktop and in the cloud as well. Faster test execution. Compared to the other web automation testing tool just like Selenium, right? It is Playwright is, right, speed is good. Okay, so Playwright is designed for speed, enabling quick test execution due to the headless browser capabilities which it is having as a default features. Disadvantage of the Playwright. So every tools might be having n number of advantages or the key features, but still it will be having couple of disadvantages. So everything will be having some pros and cons. So what are the cons or disadvantages? Resource intensive. Playwright can be resource heavy, especially when running multiple browser instances simultaneously, which might affect system performance because it will take a lot of memory and your system performance might be downgraded. Learning curve. Automation tester or the developer unfamiliar with the library may face a steep learning curve due to its extensive features and functionality. So they need to learn the Playwright, right? And after that they can work. So they need to get the proper training and other stuff. After that they can work. Debugging complexity. Sometimes debugging headless tests can be challenging, though Playwright provides tools like video recording and test viewer to mitigate this problem. Limited community resources. As Playwright came right in the market after 2020, so it is in the internet or the other area, you'll be having limited resources, videos, documentation, code, and support also. Okay, so while growing, the community resources available for Playwright are not as vast as some other established testing framework or tool like Selenium, right, which can affect for troubleshooting. Regular updates required. Frequent updates and changes may necessitate automation developer or tester to continuously adapt their code to keep up with the latest feature and bug fixes. Browser compatibility issue. It supports lot of variety of the browser, right? WebKit, then Chromium, and then Firefox. Still, while Playwright supports multiple browser, certain advanced feature or behavior may still differ slightly between browser and it require additional handling. So Selenium is still dominating the market. It is like mostly it is dominating the market for last 20 years, whereas Playwright, right, we are working hardly for 4 to 5 years. So definitely some of the key important differences you need to learn between, you need to understand, you need to keep in mind between Playwright and Selenium for doing any kind of POC, right? And whenever you are going to your right organization leadership or the customer, then you can portray your view accordingly. So Playwright is ready to use framework. Playwright installation just takes few minutes to be configured. Whereas Selenium provides API or library, but user need to build the framework from the scratch. Playwright support cross-browser automation for Chromium and WebKit, whereas Selenium does not support cross-browser automation in Chromium and WebKit. Playwright shipped with lot of inbuilt assertion library, whereas Selenium does not provide any default assertion. So in case you need to add assertion, you need to take help from the TestNG or JUnit framework. Playwright is not dependent on the WebDriver. Playwright communicates with the browser via a different protocol than WebDriver based automation tool. But for Selenium, you would require WebDriver installation since drivers are not inbuilt. The architecture of the Playwright is that it follows WebSocket protocol, whereas the architecture of Selenium follows as JSON-wire or HTTP protocol. Playwright is faster compared to Selenium. Selenium is comparatively slower compared to Playwright. Playwright auto-wait features automatically waits for element to become actionable, reducing flakiness. Whereas Selenium can sometimes face issues with automation speed and browser handling, especially with modern web application. Playwright supports API automation and mobile applications testing, whereas Selenium does not support API automation and mobile application testing. For mobile application testing, a third-party tool like APM is required with Selenium. Playwright supports lot of programming languages like Java, Python, .NET, C#, TypeScript, and JavaScript. But Selenium also supports more language like starting with Java, Python, C#, Ruby, Perl, PHP, and JavaScript. So this is the key differences between Selenium and Playwright. There might be the other differences, but this is the key differences. I tried to jot it down and so that you can get some idea why we need to use, where you need to use Playwright, where you need to use Selenium, and why is Playwright is more useful than Selenium. What are the limitation of Playwright and Selenium is having altogether. Now, in case you want to start your journey with the Playwright, you require three things to start. One is that because we will be dealing here with Playwright with Java, so we'll require the Java to be installed. Any versions, right, beyond Java 11. Nowadays, Java 25 is available, so you can go any version. You require any kind of IDE or integrated data environment. You can use Eclipse, you can use IntelliJ, and you would require that Playwright dependency to be added whenever you will be creating the Maven project. So this is the primary thing is required. So for Java, right, you can go to the official Java site. So this is the official Java site already there in my PPT, right? Oracles, because Java is the product from the Oracles. So you could see nowadays Java 24, 21, right? All the version is available. You can go with Java dedicated 24 as well. And whatever system you'll be using, whether Linux, Mac or Windows, you can go to the relevant part. Right? In case you want to install Java 24, JDK 24 in the Windows, you can go here, right? Cross 64 installer. You can click on that link. Once you click, it will be installed here. It will be downloaded first. In the download folder, you can click, double click JDK 24 Windows like bin. You can click on yes, and you can try to do the step by step process. Automatically it will be downloaded into your system. It's already there, right? So if you just want to reinstall, you'll be finding these are the steps associated. Click on next, right? Click on next. You can change the setting. After that, automatically it will be downloaded. It might take couple of seconds of time. Once it is downloaded, right, you can able to go to your my computer, C drive, right, program files, and there will be Java folder will be created. You could able to see whatever version you have downloaded. Just now I have downloaded Java JDK 24. It is coming. Now I need to set this Java path, whatever version you are using, right, beyond 1.11 or Java 11. Okay, any versions like 23, 24, one beyond 11 is will be working for Playwright. So after that, you can go to your computer, right? You can right click on the properties. Okay, then you can click on that advanced system setting. You need to set the Java path. After that, you can go to the advanced tab. You can click on the environment variables, and you need to create something new called Java underscore home, and you need to keep the path till the JDK folder. This is the path you need to keep, whatever is there. So already my JDK 23 is there, so I know I'll not be changing it. So you can give here, or in case you want to replace with the new version, you can give that one. Java underscore with the variable name. Under the user variable section, you need to give the path till the JDK. After that, in the down, you can go to the path variables, click on that, and you need to give the path till the bin folder. So that is the first thing you need to do. Here you need to add it. So you could see here that bin folder is already added for me. So I'm not doing. Otherwise, you can click new and you can add it. After that, you can click on OK, OK, like that, and you can click on OK. So that is the way your Java setup will be done. In case you want to verify the setup is done or not, you can go to the CMD command prompt and you can type here Java space version. So it does not matter what are the versions you are installing. It matters that what are the version JDK you are configuring into the Java underscore home and the path variable. Okay. Sometime in case new version is you are installing, it will also updated. So now you could see Java 24 is there for me. I have just installed it, right, recently. So that is the first thing you need to do. Then second thing, you require the ID. You can go with IntelliJ or the Eclipse. So this is the official site. You can go eclipse.org, right? So you can just open that one. Okay, Eclipse. Now, if you go here, just enter that URL into the browser. You will be able to get to know here this one. You need to go Eclipse ID for Java developer. So by default, this is the latest versions. Okay, if you want to go with the other version, you can click here, right? All the old version is there, like 2023, 2024. Nowadays 25% available. You need to click on here, right? Because you are using Windows system. In case you are using Mac system, you need to click on here. In case you are using Linux one, you need to click in here. As I am using my Windows system, I'll be clicking on that. Okay, after that it will be downloaded. It will open new page and you need to click on the download button simply, right? Automatically be downloaded. So it is already downloaded just today, and after that you need to extract that one, and after that you can go to the Eclipse folder and you can click on the Eclipse link. So automatically it will open the Eclipse for your system. You can create a shortcut also to your desktop or other way. And for the first time, it will ask you, right, to set the workspace path, and whatever you can give by your choice, and your workspace path will be set. And after that you can create any project, you can proceed accordingly. So that is the second step. After that, once your Maven project you are creating, you need to add your dependency from the Maven repository.com folder. So this is the Maven official site. Here you can type with Playwright. So automatically you can navigate to the Playwright main library. You can click here, right? There are a lot of versions you will be able to get it. You can go to the latest version 1.5.0, which launched in March 17, 2025, and okay, work with that 1.5.1. Now, as we are using the, we'll be creating the Maven project, the simple dependency you can copy and paste it. Now let's try to see what is the way I can create a Maven project. So before that, you can understand about the Maven, what is Maven all about. So Maven is a product from Apache. So that is the reason it's called Apache Maven. So Apache Maven is software, project management and comprehension tool based on the concept of the project object model, right? POM. Maven can manage a project builds, reporting and documentation from a central piece of information. Maven used to define project structure, dependencies, build and test management. So whenever you'll be creating a Maven project, by default pom.xml file will be created and you need to add all the dependency there. So automatically as and when you are adding the dependency in the pom.xml file and you are saving your pom.xml file, automatically it will try to add all the repository from the Maven central repository to your local repository. So that is the way all the dependency will be added to your project, and after that, once your dependency is added, you can get the relevant packages, and after that you can get the relevant classes and interface, and you can call the relevant method. So Maven automatically download the necessary file from the repository, central Maven repository, while building the project. So Maven is nothing but the dependency management tool. Like to execute the framework, we need the jar files. So Maven helps the user to keep the up-to-date jar file on the framework. During runtime, the Maven will check the version of the jar file present in the local system and compare it with the pom.xml file. If the latest version is already available, right, it will not go for download. In case it is not available, it will try to download, and that time you need to be online, right? Your network connection should be set up so that it will download them, right, and it will replace the local version and then execute the framework. If there is no internet connections or the latest version is not available, then the Maven execute the framework with the jar file available in your local system. So how to create a Maven project and how to proceed with the part. So for that, like as and when you already also installed that the IDE which is Eclipse, and here I already installed the IDE called 25 versions for the Eclipse. So I have created a shortcut. You can simply click on the shortcut. So automatically I already opened. So my workspace is already set up. So it will try to go to the original workspace. You can change the workspace as well. So by default, whenever you are opening, so first time it will be showing you to set the workspace. You can change it as well. So I am going to the workspace whatever already set up. So I'll be clicking on the launch button. So it will open my Eclipse now. Okay, in case you already worked with the multiple project, it will be already showing in the left hand side, right? And you can create n number of project as well. Okay, so I will try to create, that is the Eclipse. It will show. You could see Eclipse Workspace 2025 it is coming. Right here it will give you a lot of stuff, right? That want to install Java, other stuff also you can rewrite. You can ignore them. Okay, and I'll create a Maven project here. Click on the file, new Maven project. You can create Java project, but we'll be preferring to create the Maven project. So click on file, new Maven project. And here you can select that, create a simple project, skip archetype selection. That is better to select, so the automatically default archetype will take. Click on the next. Now it will show you to add your group ID and artifact ID. So what is group ID and what is artifact ID in the Maven? So group ID is nothing like but the specifier for your organization or your project or your customer. So in case I am creating that video, right, for my channels, my channel name is Haradhan Automation Library. So I would always try to add the group ID as common, Haradhan Automation Library, so that I can understand easily that based on the group ID that is belong to me. I have created these are the project. I can easily identify it. And artifact ID, you can give the actual project name here. Okay, so I can give something called Playwright training tutorial from, or step by step Playwright training tutorial. Okay, step by step Playwright training tutorials, and I simply click on the finish. So automatically this project will be visible here now, right? Step by step Playwright training tutorial. So this is the project I have created. Now if we expand the project, you could able to see there are a couple of folders: src main java, src main resources, src test java, src test resources, and the pom.xml file, and other folder as well. So by default, JRE system library is getting added, which is nothing but the Java library. Okay, will be added to your project, but no other library is getting added here. Okay, so these are the folder will be created. Now I'll go to the pom.xml file. Okay, primarily I'll be working here as a starting part in the src test Java folder. And later point of time, you will see what are the way other folder you can use it. So you could able to see, right? Group ID, artifact ID, you are able to see it here, and you could see there is something called snapshot version created for the Maven project. So after a version before the project, you can enter, you can try to add some dependencies tag. Okay, dependencies tag, and under this dependencies tag, you can add the dependency for the Playwright. So whatever I came here, this is the latest version 1.5 1.0, which came, I mean, released in the March 2025, and I am creating the Maven project, so I can simply copy it and I can paste it here under the dependencies tag, and let's save it. So now could able to see it is trying to set up the project. Okay, it might take couple of seconds of time to set up the project, and now you could see here, once your save is successful, project setup is done, right? You could able to see the Maven dependency folder is being added here, and you could able to see the Playwright, right, jar file being added. If you expand it, you will able to see different packages, com.microsoft.playwright, all this stuff, and from all the packages, all the interfaces or the methods will be coming, and you will be using in the Playwright. So that is the way you need to add the dependency after creating the project into the pom.xml file. Now I can close it. Now what I will do, in the src test java folder, I can create a package. Go to the, select the folder, right click, click on the new and click on package. Say package name, I can give something called training, right? Then click on finish. Then here you can click something called, okay, class. So once your project is created, you need to create a package. After that, you need to create a class. Because we are working with Playwright with Java, so we'll be creating a Java class. Say Playwright session 1. And I need to select the public static void main. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. In case you do not know the Java, go to my YouTube and you'll finding plenty of videos for Java, and there is a complete playlist that's available, so you can refer that one, right? And you can go through the Java. You can learn the Java, you can expert in the Java. So public static void main is nothing but the main is the method actually, right, of the Java main method. Public is the access modifier, static is the non-access modifier, and void is the return type. Okay, so that is the way your project got created, your package got created, you already updated the pom.xml file, and you also created a class, Playwright session 1. Now I will try to automate basic part, and I will try to execute a sample script using the any browser. So all the steps already been here, you don't need to worry about that. Now what I will do, I will first try to write, initialize the Playwright instance which is necessary to use the library. So what I will do, because that is the Playwright stuff will be coming from the, right, whatever Maven dependency I have added in the Playwright jar file. So what I will do, I will create a instance for the Playwright. Playwright, I can create an instance called Playwright equal to playwright.create. That is the way I can create the object for instance for the Playwright.create to start our journey. Okay, You could see it is coming from the right packages, create method coming from the Playwright class, and I need to end with semicolon. And this Playwright is nothing but coming from the com.microsoft.playwright. Right, you could go here, right, com.microsoft.playwright, you can go here, you can search with Playwright. You could see this is the interface, right? Its sign is coming as interface I. In case something sign as C, it will be class, but here Playwright is the interface coming from the com.microsoft.playwright packages, and whatever jar files, whatever dependencies you added for the Playwright, that is coming. What is the our package name? We need to add from the Maven.repository. Nothing but the Playwright main library. You search with Playwright and go to the Playwright main library and go with that in latest version. So latest version is 1.5, 1.0, which launch in which came into the market on March 17th. This is the latest release of Playwright. Now I have created the object or instance for the Playwright interface. So this will initialize the Playwright instance, which is necessary to use the library. After that, what I will do, I will create a new instance for the whatever browser I want to use, I can do it. So I need to call the browser type. If you do not know, try to add something and press Control spacebar. Control and spacebar. So automatically you could see it is coming. Right? Com dot again Microsoft.playwright, and if you select here browser, you could able to see this is the browser type. Right? It is also interface. Right? Okay. Sorry, this is the browser type one. It's also interface, browser type. So I can create a instance called for the browser type called Firefox equal to, here I need to call that Playwright object or instance dot Firefox. If you press dot, it will be coming which browser you want to call, right? Dot. You could see Chromium, Firefox, WebKit, all the browser is coming. So I'll be using Firefox. Then I will be calling that browser interface and creating an object equal to, here you need to use that object of the browser type dot launch. So that is the couple of 3 lines of code you need to write. Now we need to import that browser interface from the com.microsoft.playwright packages. Okay, now it is done. Now I will be creating an object for the page equal to whatever browser object you have created, that dot new page. Here you can create new browser, right? New context, new page, but here I will be creating the new page. So what is browser? We need to, we need to import the page. You could see it is coming from again com.microsoft.playwright. Search with here page. Okay, you can see page.class. Page is also interface. Right, symbol is I. Okay, so first one is I'm creating the object or instance for the Playwright, which is necessary for to use the browser. After that, I'm creating object for browser type wherever I am calling that Playwright instance and calling that Firefox method. And I'm creating the object, right, for the browser, which will launch a new instance of the Firefox browser. After that, I am creating a page instance for the page interface. It will create a new browser page or a tab. After that, with that page object, whatever I created, I can navigate to any URL. Dot navigate. Sorry, not browser. It will be, I need to call that page object, page dot navigate. You could able to see the method where I need to give the URL, which is string format. So what I will do, suppose I want to launch that one, right? Or the Maven.repository simply. Okay, so I will just copy it and I will try to paste it here. So it will launch that one, right? So it will instruct your browser to navigate to the specified URL. After that, if you want to print something in the console, you need to use that SYSO method. So just press SYSO and then press control and press bar again. So it will give you the SYSO method, system out, right? System.out.println method, and here you can write get the title of the page or the URL. Dot title method is coming from the page interface, right? This return type is string. Now similar way I can print the URL as well in the console. It is also string. Okay, now save it. So what will happen? So all my code is ready. I have created the object for the playwright. I am trying to create a I am trying to create a new instance for the Firefox browser. After that I am trying to create a page, right, or a tab. After that I am navigating to the URL, and whatever after the navigation is done, I want to print the title and the URL in the console. So let's try to run the code. In case you do not know how to run it, go to your project or class, right click here, run as on Java application. Otherwise there is a run button, you can run, right, that whatever thing you have already done, run as Java application. Otherwise you can go here, right, whatever project class you have created, right click here and run as. So this is the all the way you can run it, Java application. Now I will simply save the code and I will try to run as from that the Java class itself application. So what it will do, it will try to execute your code, but Playwright by default all the tests will run in the headless mode. Hence, like it will not load any open any browser. So that is the reason, right? Playwright by default execute your script in the headless mode. Now you could see you are able to get your title. What is the title? Maven repository. You could see Maven repository, right? Search, browse, explore. That is the title is coming. And what is the URL? Right? Mavenrepository.com. This is the URL is coming, http://mavenrepository.com. But it is not opening any browser. But in case you want to open the browser, any kind of browser, you can do it. Today I will show you how instead of the headless mode, in case you want to do in the head mode, right, how you can, in case you want to do in headful mode, how you, what are the different configurations you need to change it, and so that it will open the relevant browser. So what you need to do, only just one thing you need to change it. So this code you need to just comment it out and you need to change little bit. Okay, so you can have the same stuff, and here instead of Firefox launch, right, you need to add something called new browser type. Okay, new browser type here, new browser type, sorry, new browser type. If you press dot, there is a method will be coming called launch option. You could see the launch option, right? You method need to call it. Then you can do again press dot, there is a method available called new browser type. Here it will be T will be caps dot launch options dot, there is an option called set headless. Okay, here set headless, right? You need to make it false so that it will not be executed in the headless mode. Instead of that, it will be executed in the headful mode. So you could able to see your code. Here it is headless mode by default, but this code is headful mode. You need to change little bit so that, right, browser will be open. And you will able to see the UI execution whatever happening. That is the differences you need to make it. And after that you can again save the code and right click and run as. So now you could able to see the differences. So initially your code was executed without any opening any browser, but here this time it will be opening a Firefox browser, it will be launching your URL, and after that you will be getting your desired title and the URL, current URL in the console. So that is the only change you need to do. Apart from that, in case you want to do the testing in other browser, you can also do it just like that WebKit browser, right? Other browser called Chrome, Edge, right? You can also do it. So that part I'll be covering in the upcoming session. So that's all for today's session. So hope you already get an idea on the Playwright tools, advantages, disadvantages, differences with Selenium, what are the precondition software is required to go with the Playwright part, and how you can create a Maven project, packages, class, and what are the dependencies you need to add in the form of XML file, and what are the different code you need to write it in the class, and you can start with your Playwright test script execution using Firefox browser. That's all, guys. Thank you.